Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have this one here with us.
Yep.
So we're gonna be doing a part 2, or from a different perspective of last video, of the whole situation of my suicide attempt a year ago. So we have some questions for him to just get some insight from his perspective as my brother, right? Are you ready?
No, it's just sister.
Okay. What was going through your mind when you found out, and how did you find out?
Well, at first I thought you were trying to prank us.
Okay, yeah, because I do tend to prank quite a bit.
Because I was like, I didn't know what was happening because I was just chilling on my phone. I'd been home alone the whole afternoon. A friend dropped me off at home from school and they were out the whole afternoon.
Yeah.
And then she just came through and then she went outside. I don't know what she was doing.
Yeah.
I was just chilling watching YouTube on my phone. Then she came in like half an hour later.
Go.
I could see she wasn't in a good mood, right? So I was like, what's wrong? Talk to me. And she's like, no, it's fine. Leave it. So I wasn't gonna be that annoying little brother who's, what's wrong? You know? If something were to have happened, like worse than what happened, I probably would have ended up blaming myself for it a bit because I didn't push to ask what was wrong. But then again, when she came in, she didn't tell me that she was arguing with our parents on the way home and that stuff. So I didn't know anything that was happening.
When I came inside, I didn't speak to him. I saw him, I walked past him because I didn't want to, I don't know, as I said in the last video, my mind was racing. I wasn't thinking straight.
Our mom came in and was busy shouting at me because I was just sitting on my phone. And I was so confused because I hadn't been told that there was an argument.
You didn't know there was anything going on, you just thought
I thought it was just a normal afternoon, right? She was running around, literally running around the house. Like inside, upstairs, to Dominic's room, to my room. Outside. Didn't check the guest bathroom, which was right.
Then there's the guest bathroom, as soon as you come in the house through the garage door.
She didn't check that bathroom.
And that's where I went.
The last one. And so, when Dominic came in after being outside for a while, she just went to the bathroom. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even realize how much time had gone past. So I guess there's no real knowing of how long she was unconscious.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what was happening. So
we have no
time frame of how long they were unconscious.
They were basically.
So when we found her, she was on the floor, but looked like when a person's sleeping on their side, they have one leg bent.
Really?
Like that, their legs are like that.
Yeah.
So you're on your side.
Yeah, but that's how I sleep normally though.
Yeah, so exactly. So I was like,
what's she doing
this
sleeping?
Must be a prank, you know?
Oh, damn.
Because why else would someone be on the floor apart from...
Yeah.
And I didn't know what was happening, so I was like, okay, this is a prank, right? Because I could smell soap, and at the time we had a bar of soap in the bathroom instead of a soap dispenser. Yeah. So I went and I touched the soap and it was wet, so I was like, oh.
She just washed her hands.
And she just fucking ate some soap to prank us, and that's why there was film coming out of her mouth.
No!
So I went like this. I was trying to open her eyes and her eyes just rolled back, and I was like, okay, I know people can make their eyes roll back. So maybe it's still a prank. And then I tried moving her head, but she was already stiff by the time. So that's why we think it was 30 minutes before we found her, because it was cold.
Yeah, mom said my lips were blue or something, right? My jaw was locked.
Your jaw was locked. We tried opening your mouth to see if you'd swallowed something, right? So then we're like, oh, this isn't a prank. I was like, oh,
this is serious.
What are we gonna do? So
what was going through your head then? Like when you realized that there was something serious?
I was just thinking, what are we gonna do now? Like, what if she's dead, but she was still breathing?
Yeah.
But I was like, what if she's gonna die or suffer from brain damage? Because we didn't know what she'd done.
Yeah. How did it feel for you going back to school without having anyone like knowing what happened? Because as I said, like we didn't go and like make this public, you know?
Most people were just like in your grade or the grade above. And like some of my friends in my grade would ask, where's Dom? Because
like,
of course you're gonna notice if the younger brother's at school.
Yeah.
And after a few days the older sister still hasn't come back, right? So like people were just asking, where is she? Is she okay? And I just had to be like, yeah, she's okay. She just had to go to hospital, so now she's just resting, you know, she's getting better.
Yeah, because like mom asked like, do you want us to tell the school or whatever? And I was like, let's just take it how it comes, you know? Because like we didn't know how long I was going to be there at that point also. He had said to me, like someone had asked where I was, and I was like, just tell them that like I was in hospital, I'm resting or whatever, you know? If it weren't for us going through that, like me having that attempt and whatever and us coming out of it, do you think we would have as strong of a bond as we have today? Like, keep in mind, we've always had a pretty decent bond.
Yeah.
But do you think it would have just been like however like it used to be, or do you think it still would have gotten stronger?
Of course, if something like that happens, then there's gonna be something extra in the relationship between the siblings. But I feel like our bond would still be as strong if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
There just wouldn't be that factor in the relationship.
What is your advice after going through it with me to anyone that is going through it with a sibling or something like that, or a close friend? Like, what would you say to them?
Like, if they tell you they want to commit suicide, you know?
Yeah.
Just be there and listen to them.
Like, you don't have to judge them?
Don't judge them. That'll be the worst thing you could possibly do, is judge someone for being suicidal or cutting themselves. Or anything of that sort. Yeah. So like, just be there, listen to what they have to say. Of course, try persuade them lightly. But if you really think
that they're like serious about it?
Not that they're serious about it, because of course
you have to be serious to some extent to say it.
You can't just say that, but then you're not actually thinking about doing it. Like, you can't judge someone and think, oh no, they're not actually gonna go through it, so it doesn't matter. If you think they're really gonna go through with it, just tell their parents that they've been talking about it.
Or like that you're worried about them.
Yeah. Even if they ask you not to tell their parents.
Yeah.
It would be dumb as a friend not to tell their parents about it.
Or at least tell someone that
could help.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I know, even you, like you've had friends that have been in that situation.
Yeah.
And obviously you don't want to like betray their trust and tell someone, you know. But at the same time, you have to think of it as if you didn't tell someone that could help, and just let them do their own thing and try do it on your own to tell them like not to, or try give them help. If they do go through it, then you're gonna feel bad that you didn't tell someone.
Yeah, and you'll probably blame it on yourself.
Exactly, and that's also something really bad to put yourself through. Going through it with me, would you say that any point in time made you feel like you would want to do that?
I mean, when I first saw you on the bathroom floor and I realized it wasn't a prank, I was thinking, I might as well just join her, you know? What type of a life would it be without Dominique and just living with my mom? Like, it's already difficult being the only guy in the house. But then if I'm the only other person in the house with my mom, probably be worse, because my mom's always gonna wanna be with me and like watch movies and all that. And I mean, it's not a bad thing, right? Yeah. But there's a point where it's too much. Like, watch a movie with your parents now and then, it's nice.
But not like every day, every weekend.
Exactly.
I mean, like for some people, that's how they were raised, that's how they like doing things.
Yeah, like if you're an only child, that's understandable that you like doing that stuff with your parents. Or for
But, like,
people
for
who
us,
grew up with a sibling,
yeah,
or like spend lots of time with a group of
other
friends.
people, yeah,
If you end up for some reason being only you and your mom in the house, and or like example you and your dad but you're a girl, it's gonna be difficult living like that, right? So for a moment I was just thinking, you know what, let me just end it myself as well.
So it did cross your mind.
Hey, yeah, it did.
And then?
Aish, bro. And then we had to carry you from the bathroom
Yeah,
to your
to
room.
my room, yeah.
And of course, being in that state of mind, people would think, oh no, the adrenaline will make you super strong, so you'll be able to carry the person by yourself. And I'm a strong person, I can carry Dominique myself.
He can carry me easily, and I'm like
But
60-something kgs.
dead weight, along with the stress in your brain.
Yeah, and like my body was in
thinking-
shock.
Thinking that they're actually dead or whatnot, you don't have the strength to pick up someone even lighter than you.
Yeah,
Like a few kgs lighter than you.
like because you just don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, my mom and I had to carry you to your room, and then we covered you, and
To
mom
try to
lay
warm me
next
up.
to you to try to warm you up.
And then she told me that she did the like pain receptors.
We were trying to see if it wasn't that serious to call the ambulance, right? Because I think there's a recommended few seconds that you should pinch them for to see if they'll wake up because of the pain. Right, so we tried that, but it didn't work. And we knew calling an ambulance, I mean, we're in Africa, it will take time.
Yeah. No
So,
matter what you tell them, they're gonna take time. Like that's just the reality of it.
So we called my close friend's mom. It was just me and my mom, Dominique, who was completely unconscious.
And then her.
And then my friend's mom, who was driving. So she drove us to the hospital as fast as we could get there, of course. We drove there with our hazards on because
it was an emergency.
It's an emergency, and it's just rules of the road. If there's an emergency, you should put your hazards on, so that there's less chance of police stopping you.
Yeah, whatnot then, yeah.
Because if you're just speeding to
then
go
you're
to
gonna
a hospital
get,
and you don't have your hazards on, no
You're
one's
gonna
gonna
get
know
stopped.
there's an emergency. Halfway there, I think a police car was next to us, and then we were passing them, and our hazards were on, right? Almost the rest of the way there, they had their lights on behind us, just
really?
following us, right? To make sure that people wouldn't get in the way,
interfere.
so that we could get to the hospital. And I'm pretty sure the guy realized where we were going, so he just pulled off before we got to the hospital.
Yeah. So I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Do you remember like what time of night it was that you guys left?
It was closer to 10 than 9.
Yeah, because you guys left the hospital around midnight, I know that.
Yeah, after midnight.
Yeah. Because then, as I said, like, they took me to the ward and then they sorted out like paperwork and whatever.
My mom called the hospital on the way there to tell them that we're bringing someone in. So there were people waiting for her at the door when we got there.
Yeah,
so then, they took you straight through, and then we're just sitting in the waiting room, filling out the paperwork.
Then what did the nurse say to you?
So she came through and she was calling Christopher, your sister wants you. So I was like,
seriously?
Yeah. So I was in such a
confusion.
I was so deep thinking, I didn't even hear what she was saying, right? And then my mom nudged me and she's like, go, Dominique's wanting you. So I was like, oh. So I got up and we ran to Dominique, and then she was going, it looked like she was going under again, and I was like, I didn't exactly slap her, but I tapped her face, and I was like, you bitch, what are you doing? And then she's like,
I looked at him and I was like, bro, please, like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, just allow. And then you grabbed my hand.
Yeah,
and
I was like, no, you can't go under, come on.
Yeah. And then he was there holding my hand and I was just looking at him like, huh? And then, then I started to stabilize again.
After you'd stabilized, I remember just asking you what you'd done. Because you didn't want to talk to anyone else, like, and I was talking to you and you couldn't really talk, you were like whispering, so.
Yeah. Bro, I was in so much pain.
Mom passed me because of all the needles and whatnot, right? So mom passed me the phone to give to you, And I was like, hi Dad, Dominique doesn't really want to talk to you right now. I don't know why, I don't know what happened. I'm just here with her. And he was like, okay, and I could tell he was upset. I mean, who wouldn't be upset?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so I just gave the phone back to my mom and I was talking to Dominique and I was asking her, what did you do? What exactly did you do?
Did I even tell you that same day, or did I tell you when I was in the
you
other
told
clinic?
me before you were even in the
ward, in the separate ward.
where you were sleeping. So I was like, oh damn, okay. And the highlight of that part where she said, oh, and I threw up outside on the veranda.
On the patio.
And I was like, who's gonna have to clean your vomit at 1 in the morning now? As long as you're alive, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then,
like, I looked at him and I was like, bro, like, I'm really sorry, like, yeah. And you were just like, alright, it's fine.
you had to stay there the night because of judo
suicide watch.
protocols.
Yeah.
And they did x-rays, right?
They didn't do x-rays.
Oh.
No. They were gonna do x-rays, but then...
But you're responding well.
Yeah, I was
so
responding, like, reasonably well. Can you not burp?
Sorry, bro. How long were you in the psychiatric ward?
Like, the Psychiatric Clinic.
Yeah.
In Helderberg. 15 days.
So 1 day over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those 2 weeks felt like a whole month.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, even for me being in there, like...
Because just imagine, you rest as a younger sibling. No one wants to go to school the day after that happening.
Yeah.
Especially since you could barely sleep the first night. You had to
And
clean the vomit at like 1:30 in the morning.
But like, you didn't have any contact with me, so you didn't even know like how I was feeling.
They weren't allowed you're not allowed your phones.
Well, you are
Well, you
at
are
certain hours, but
at
my mom
certain
took my
hours,
phone away.
but
My mom
yeah.
took my phone away. She just wanted me to focus on what I was being taught.
Yeah, exactly. So just imagine you have a regular school day, you end at 2:30, and then you have sports, and on some days my sport only ended at 7, and then we went to visit. The visiting hours was 8 to 9. From sport to visiting her, and some days I didn't even want to visit her. I think one day I didn't.
Yeah, I think
Because
the
I
one
was
day you
just
didn't
tired.
feel too tired.
And it's overwhelming going there
Yeah.
to see your sister, and then not only seeing your sister but other families who are
Yeah,
going
exactly.
through similar things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot.
It's a lot.
With,
So
basically.
I was so tired those 2 weeks. It felt like a month and a half or something.
It did feel like a long time for me, even. Like.
And it was even worse having to lie to my friends until she was stable, saying nah, she's just recovering.
The other thing is like, I'm reasonably decent friends with most of his friends, you know, like I get along with most of his friends. It was like, for them it wasn't like, oh, she's just his sister. For them it was also like, yeah, she's also our friend. How crazy is it to think that that was like a year ago already?
Yeah, man.
Like, not only has 2020 flown by, but the rest of our last year flew by. It was crazy.
Some of the people in her grade or the grade above, that I'd only know their names because I've seen like their Instagram profile or something. Like I've never even spoken a word to them. And they came up to me and they're like, oh, hi Chris, how's your sister?
And you're just like...
And I'm like, I don't even know you. Like, I've never talked to you before.
Yeah, like I don't even know if she knows you.
I don't know if you even have friends,
Yeah.
or you're just trying to be polite and be like...
Or just being a snake.
There's those people who just...
They just want to know everything.
They want to know everything, or they just come and ask, is everything okay? Just to...
Make it seem like they're
a nice person, exactly. And going to school after that was a very weird few weeks. Until she came back, of course. And then everyone was told, and then everyone came to me again and was like, I can't believe you had to go through this.
I'm so sorry. Like, I think like we both appreciate people giving their empathy and whatever.
Yeah.
Some people overdo it, you know, like
they just keep saying it, and I'm just like, listen, like, it was not your fault, you had nothing to do with it, so you've said it once, thanks, that's all that needs to be said, you know?
Yeah, and it's like some people just be like every day
Yeah, exactly, and
coming
you're just
to
like,
you
bro,
and
it's
asking,
done.
are you okay? And I'm like,
It's done.
it's
fine.
happened, it's over, she's back at school.
I'm back
That's
at
all you
home,
need
it's
to
all
know.
okay, you know? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you find something interesting about this. I don't know. Take it or leave it, however you want, you know? Make sure to give a thumbs up, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I swear I still can't say that word. Post notifications.
Bro.
Thank you for coming to my video.
You're welcome, bro.
Much appreciated. That was so trash!
You're not, you know that.
Hey guys, we'll see you next week. Are you gonna be in the intro? Alright. I hate doing the intro. It's so awkward. Like even when I do it myself, I sit here for like 5 minutes. You're good.
Yeah.
Can you stop rocking the chair? I say no.
It's a rocking chair.
Do you want to do the intro with me?
It's your shit.
Where's your drink? I don't need leaning 2 seconds to get your drink. You done? You wanna do it for me?
Like, comment, subscribe.
Oh, comment, I forgot that.
Excuse me, sorry.
Turn on notifications.
Share with your friends, you know.
You can go thing the thing.
Boom.